Hello, everybody. Well, the podcast. I don't remember what episode this is. What episode is this, Jackson?
It's 5.
It's 5?
Hello.
Okay, it's 5.
Hey guys, what's going on? We promised that we would bring someone new into this, and they said yeah. So,
Our first victim.
is Drexel King.
Hello.
Hey Drexel, what's going on?
Welcome to the show.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
See, it's not a talk show. We're just hanging out. How's it going, Drexel?
It's going good. Yesterday was prom. I guess you guys want to talk to me about that.
Well, hold on. Slow down. What? Have you ever seen an episode of this show before?
Yeah, but I usually fall asleep like 2 minutes in.
Okay.
Hey, man, that's what these podcasts are for.
That's why I don't edit them, because I know if I listen back, I will it'll be bad. So I don't.
Yeah.
I don't edit these. That's the kind of thing. Whatever this shows and however the audio levels sound, I don't do anything.
Yeah.
All
In
he
fact,
does is
unless
put
it looks
music
really
in.
No,
bad.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure how the audio gets in the clip. I don't put those.
You don't
clips
do
in.
that? Who
No.
does that?
I don't know. I'm not responsible for those parts, so I don't know who edits them.
That's pretty weird. Okay, well.
But yeah, because I don't watch them back. But anyway, so before we just jump into it, we got to see how everyone's doing first.
Okay. Well, I'm doing fine. It's a nice afternoon here.
Lucas, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good so far.
Today's a pretty good day. Like today and yesterday were pretty good days.
I mean, they really did kind of like flow right into each other, though. Like,
Yeah.
Yesterday was really long, and today it's like it just feels like an extension of that day.
well, because ever since Friday, things have been kind of off. Because like Friday we had the big concert,
Yes.
and then Saturday was prom, and then today we're recording this, and nothing else is going on. But did you do anything important this weekend besides prom?
No.
Because like we just did the
Yeah.
concert.
I don't do the spring concert anymore.
Yeah, you got out of that business.
Yep. Which I'm thankful for.
What was it like being the tech guy?
Well, you don't do very much because, at least speaking from experience, you don't know very much about what you're doing. You just kind of sit there and watch over things. Sometimes you press a button or two.
Yeah, because I was talking to the tech person now, and they were saying that like they kind of just guess. Like when they're doing our audio levels, if somebody's like, "You need to turn this down," she turns the master volume down. So like all of us will get turned down if someone is off.
I never
Although
did that.
I started using the real drum set, so that won't happen to me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm safe.
How do you feel about the electronic drums?
To be honest, I am glad I'm not using them anymore, in a way, but it was a lot more convenient to just kind of show up and play. Now I have to bring all the drums over and set up.
Yeah. Well, I don't like the fact that we have to keep them in a separate room. Plus, we have to walk across.
All the way across
yeah.
to get the snare. Well, I mean, that's just a budget thing. We just don't have another snare or cymbals or anything like that.
Well, that's your problem. All I know is that come Wednesday, I don't know if my voice will be ready to sing the chapel. Like, my voice is shot now. My voice was shot before prom.
How much did you yell?
Well, not very much, but like the spring concert made my voice just go out. I don't know what that was about, but I think it was because I had to lead all of the little kids and sing. But yeah, so it's been pretty busy. See, now we talk about prom.
Okay.
I don't mean to like guide this along, but
Okay. Now that's something that I
So
can...
are we just going to start from Drexel and go on?
no. Oh, that's what I was saying. This is how I want to do things. Okay, right? I want to do it from person to person based on their level of enjoyment. So I'm gonna go first, and then you'll go, and then you can go.
Yikes.
This kind of sounds like you don't know how much I enjoyed it.
That's true. We don't know how much he enjoyed it. We're going to find out today.
Yeah.
Well,
How much
then when we
Drexel
get
enjoyed
to when we get to you, then I'll see if I was right.
All right. Well, I'll happily go last because you always save the best for last.
It's true.
Yeah, ask any NHS meeting. Anyway,
Shots fired.
but they don't understand why. I said
Some of
that.
them will.
We didn't talk about it. Did we talk about it? When did NHS happen?
Monday. We haven't talked about it. That was like the first thing this
Well,
week.
we're not going to talk about it because this is the prom stuff.
I mean, we'll probably have time. We have a whole block to fill.
Okay. So, okay, I'll go first. Prom was dope. I think it was dope. I got up at like 10 from doing the concert the night before, and I worked out a little bit, and I kind of just like did nothing until it was around 2:45 or something. And then I got all dressed and I shaved, and that was a bad idea because I shaved and I cut myself right here, and I didn't see it at first.
Where is right here?
Oh yeah, sorry. Below my chin, like just my neck, just the middle of my neck. So I cut myself there, and I'm like, oh, this is fine. Oh, I gotta turn off this fan. Hold on. But yeah, I was like, this is
Nothing to edit out.
no, I'm not editing out anything. But okay, so I was like, yeah, this is fine, and it's all gonna be good. And so I'm dressing up, and I look down at my tie, and I notice that there's blood on my collar.
Oh, jeez.
Like when I go to the mirror, there's blood like right on the right collar right here. And so I was just looking at that, and I'm like, okay, this sucks because prom's like about to happen. And my dad was like, I'll fix it. And he goes over to the sink, like dabs some water on a cloth, and then walks back over to me, and he just like tries to wipe it up like it's like ketchup or something, but obviously it's blood, so he smears it. So he makes it worse. And I don't think I have a picture of it, but I don't think anybody really saw it unless they were like really up close to me.
Or yeah.
Yeah, because it was
kind of unnoticeable.
Yeah, and it was dimly lit in the venue itself. So, yeah. Other than that, I mean, I had a couple things working against me, right? Because I had the shirt thing, and I had the like the fact that I was going by myself. And I was like, oh, this is okay. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a standard sometimes you have to go with somebody. Why is everything working against me today? Is the dog right here? Is that where she is? Is she back here? I don't care.
I think you're crazy.
Yeah,
I think she's here.
I heard something behind me. Anyway.
No,
But anyway,
crazy.
so I'm by myself, and so I'm like, all right, this is fine. It's pouring rain. Can we just address the fact that it was like I think everyone got affected by the fact that it was pouring rain,
Yep.
right?
All day.
all day.
Yeah, I mean, it was not a fun day, especially during prom. But so it's raining, and I get to the the restaurant, and it was fine. I hung out with everyone, and the fact that I went alone was kind of nice because that meant that I could talk to everybody and have interactions with this group and this group and this group, and I didn't feel obligated to be attached to any certain like person or group, and because it was just me. So that was kind of nice. And then when I got to prom itself, I just kind of did my own thing. I danced with everybody else, and I just kind of hung out, as part of the bigger prom group itself, not with any one person. And then I didn't really go to the after party because I got called back home. But then after that, it was just a pretty good night, I think. So I give it a... gosh, darn it. Why does this have to be the worst episode that we've ever made? Especially for our first... Drexel, I'm sorry.
Okay,
But,
what's happening?
I don't know. We're still going. It's just things are happening. Anyway.
Oh, all right. But
But-
it stopped.
No.
Oh,
my
okay.
Oh
God.
my
we
god.
Anyway.
And we got a spike in the audio levels.
Lucas, I like how every time we have a spike, you mention it. That really
Well,
makes me
I
feel
mean,
great.
I feel like the people
It feels
should know.
worth mentioning.
But anyway, so my prom, I give it. Okay, let's do like a out of 10, right? I'd give my prom about an 8. I really would. I think the only downsides were that, like the blood on my collar, that it was barely
I
noticeable.
didn't even notice it. You never told me, so
Well,
I didn't see it.
I didn't want to tell anybody because I was like, well, I don't know. It just looks
I
dumb.
was gonna make fun of you, dude.
Like I guess.
It'll be fine.
But yeah, I give it an 8 for the blood on my collar and the fact that it was pouring rain, which I'll let you get into why that sucked.
Why the pouring rain sucked?
Yeah, especially for this prom. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I feel obligated to start with the beginning of my day, just like Jackson did. So, at the beginning of my day, first off, it started at 5 because I got up and it was awful. And then I had to kind of sit around until we started setup for prom. And setup was okay. Like, I was really tired the whole time, so I don't remember most of it.
What exactly did you set up?
We set up lights around around the ceiling. We set up like the tables and stuff outside and inside. Tablecloths. We also set up that photo booth area.
And I don't want to spoil the story, but by the end, all that's gone.
Yeah.
Like, how quickly did you have to disassemble everything that you spent like an hour setting up?
Oh, it was more than an hour, dude. But we'll get to that. So yeah, setup was kind of meh, and also I didn't eat anything for most of the day because I was super nervous about the whole thing.
Yeah, the same.
So I was just like, oh man, it was rough to say the least. And then so prom started at about 4 because that's when my date showed up at my house to take pictures. So we did that. We went to Olive Garden, and that was interesting because we didn't actually order anything. So I feel like the person might have been giving us kind of a sketchy look just because they're really confused why I went to a restaurant and then didn't order anything. But anyway, after that, we had to drive in the rain everywhere, which was awful because driving in the rain is always kind of bad. And it was not light rain either. I was expecting light rain, and it was not light rain. It was heavy the entire night. So that was unfortunate, but it was okay. I mean, I feel like, for me personally, it kind of like made the memory of prom, the fact that it rained the whole time. But anyway, so I get to the venue, we walk in, and one of the first things I notice is the DJ. He has his own set of lights, and we set up our own thing of lights, but he didn't use ours at all. So we spent all that time setting up lights for no reason, which kind of sucked.
Yeah.
How big were those lights? Because the way you described them were they like icicles or like what was the thing?
Yeah, they were kind of like icicles. They were Christmas
I felt
lights.
bad for that lady. Spent like the entire time we were setting up, stringing all those lights up, putting the paper clips in the ceiling and hanging them up.
Yeah, she spent so much time doing that.
Just for 20 minutes to the prom, someone decides it would be cooler to unplug them.
Yeah,
and
it was tough.
I mean, did you guys not want to just tell the DJ not to do it? Or like, was it kind of like, well, maybe he's right?
I mean, it's his job.
Yeah, I mean, we just assumed he knew what he was doing. It doesn't change the fact that it just kind of sucked to have all that work undone.
I will say that those lights that he did have were nice. I like the lights that were with the music and everything.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The lights were good. It's just it feels bad that we spent all that time setting up and then just kind of like half of it just kind of went out the window.
And didn't you ask more people to like go out of their way to help you set it up too?
Yeah. We spent too much on food, which was interesting.
Yes.
And no one ate it, as far as I know.
We wouldn't have spent too much money on food, but you know.
That's a whole. You can get on that situation. That's your story, but. So yeah, it was kind of just a normal prom for me. It was really loud. I didn't dance that much because that's who I am as a person. And I did dance once, because everyone's obligated to dance once, I guess. And yeah, that's my whole prom.
Okay. Drexel, you got a story?
I guess it was my very first prom, which
Congratulations.
yes, I don't think that can be said for either of them. But as a junior, this is my first prom I've been to, and honestly, there's a dog.
Ignore her.
It's not really my.
I got it. Drexel's telling the story. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go kill this dog. Don't take that in the wrong way. Amy, hold on. No. You guys hold up the podcast.
Okay. Well, like I was saying, I enjoyed myself, even though it doesn't seem like I did.
Yeah,
but,
I was really worried about that the whole time.
I'm not a dancer. I'm out of my element, so. I enjoyed, I guess, the social aspect of things, but I'm not big into pop music, and I don't know, that kind of stuff just doesn't get me going. So
yeah, that's true. I relate to that a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, but I still had fun going out to dinner with my friends before and after prom, and talking to them during, and even setting up. Although it was stressful, it could be fun too.
What was your role in the whole setup?
I did not take a leadership role because there's always a lot of
leadership is lame.
Yeah, that's our motto here. There's a lot of drama that goes with that. That's just a given. People are gonna get upset. You're gonna step on some toes. So I just kind of sat back and I did whatever they needed me to do. Helped move stuff, went and got stuff they needed. We went and got balloons and stuff like that the day of prom, so just kind of helped out. All in all, it was pretty good.
With the whole food situation, were you disappointed when they had to go get different food?
Yeah, because I guess the thing was they didn't believe we had either enough food or the food wasn't closely related to our theme of prom on ice.
I don't even think we've mentioned that.
Yeah, our prom was ice themed.
Which, I mean, to be fair, like we said with the DJ, if the If everything would have worked, it would have been ice themed, or at least it would have matched closely enough. But it was just one of those things where it didn't work because of the everything else that relied on the night, such as the DJ and the weather. Which
I mean, hey, if you think about it, that rain did definitely make it a very icy night.
Yeah, it was cold and wet.
Yeah,
it worked. It worked with the theme.
There were blankets.
There were blankets. Those were brought.
I didn't see any, but
well, it's because you weren't with the outside prom. The real prom was outside in the cold rain with nothing else.
Because with the kids that didn't like our music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
But yeah, so I think that. Anyway, keep going. You have anything else?
But yeah, they thought we didn't have enough food or something like that, so we went out, spent like another $60 on food, which, I mean, we knew people weren't going to be that hungry anyway. That's why we didn't get that much food to begin with. But like I don't think almost no food was eaten. Yeah. I can say personally, I did not eat a single piece of food. I drank.
I can say as well, I did not eat anything.
Yeah, I drank plenty of punch.
I didn't even do that. Yeah. I didn't drink water. I didn't drink punch. I didn't drink the water
because, and you can make fun of me, science nerds.
Water?
No, science nerds. But he put dry ice in the water, and I don't know. I saw the dry ice and I was like, I don't want to drink that. So if I got thirsty for water, I went to the water fountain. So it probably wouldn't have harmed me, but
I don't think it would have. But like, yeah, better safe than sorry.
I don't.
Wait, a junior put it or an adult put it in the water?
A junior.
It was a collective effort. They said it was okay.
Well, they said it was okay, but a junior bought the dry ice and put it in the water.
Oh.
Made an executive decision, kind of.
Yeah, because he was the last one to leave, so him and the sponsors were just talking, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, that seems like a good idea," and then he just kind of got away with a lot of different stuff. But I don't know, it turned out okay.
Which sounds like a lot of your planning anyway.
Yeah.
Which is like one person, like as long as one person was there, like it almost worked better if one person was there, because it was like, well, we don't want to talk to the assembly, but since you're here,
well, it's because the assembly can't agree on anything, really.
You could speak for all the juniors, so you just do this thing, and it's like, So I do want to say, Drexel.
Oh, I didn't even give my rating of prom. It was.
I didn't
9
either.
Out of 10.
5 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Oh, 9 out of 10.
I'll give it a 7. I think it was more fun towards the end.
Okay, well, wait. I didn't realize we were at the end of this. Hold on. I still have
well,
questions.
Well, not quite, because I still want to ask Drexel about the after party, because he said there. Did you
Oh,
go
yeah.
to one?
Yeah, there was, after party in quotation marks, there was about like 6 or 7 of us that went to IHOP, mostly just juniors, one senior. We just ate and talked for a while, went home. You know, I guess it's kind of like their tradition, but this was my first ever prom.
How long did you stay there?
I had to be home. My mama told me I had to be home before midnight, so I got out of there like 11:45 or something.
I was gonna go, but my dad was like, "Hey, pick me up some Sonic," and my car. Oh, that was the thing I never mentioned. My car, from the minute I turned it on to go to Olive Garden, was at empty. I had 20 miles throughout the entire night.
You're a lucky boy.
Yeah, I really am, because it took me 4 miles to get to Olive Garden, and then like another 4 to get to
Main Street.
To Main Street, and then from there it was just like, well, if I start my car and it works, it works. Plus, I parked in a spot where they were like, hey, if you go to this place, the parking's only for this place. And I was like, well, does that mean all of Main Street or specifically this place? And so I remember like thinking, well, they're not going to tow my car for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's pouring rain. I'd like to see anybody make the call for someone to come out here and tow my car in pouring rain. Number two, like someone has to realize that I walked out, because someone saw me get out of my car when I parked there, like when it was still daylight. So if anybody called for tow, they would have seen me in my prom suit get out and walk to the venue. So they would really call for someone who can't park in Main Street because they have a big car. And the other thing was, like I didn't care at that point, because I was like, well, if I just park my car and then I have 0 gas, I might as well just turn it off and see what happens. Like if I tow my car, well, they can take it farther than I can.
Yeah.
So, good luck with that. But then I got someone to drive me back to my car, and then I turned it on, and I had enough gas to get home, and nobody towed it. So two good things. And then people were like, well, we're going to an after party, and I was like, well, I don't know if I want to risk it to go to IHOP. And I probably, like, thinking about it, I probably could have made it, But then I got a call from my dad, and he was like, hey, if you do come home, like, go do whatever you want, but if you do come home, can you pick me up some food? And I was like, well, this is kind of a good enough excuse to get out of this, but I don't know. It still would have been fun to go to IHOP, but whatever.
Yeah, speaking of cars, my friend's date was sitting in the back of my car while it was pouring rain, and her dress was so glittery that the entire back of my car is covered in pink glitter.
Oh, that's tough.
And she says before we go in, I'm like, who's going to fix this? And she says, don't worry, I have a lint roller. I'll clean it up after prom. And of course, she doesn't, so now there's still pink glitter all over the back of my car.
At least you don't
Wait,
have to go
like
back
right
there.
now there's pink glitter in your car?
Probably.
I got a lint roller. I can hook you up after this.
Yeah, but it would still take like 5 minutes. There's a lot.
Oh, that's tough.
That's gotta suck.
Yeah.
I hope you learned your lesson. You're never going to take anyone anywhere.
Never just let them stand in the pouring rain.
The worst thing that happened to me is
Always
just,
have an umbrella at hand. Just, like, throw it at them.
the worst thing that happened to me was just that I didn't have, or no, I had an umbrella, but I still got rain all over me every time I tried to get out and into my car. So it was just bad. Not to mention, I ended up being someone's chauffeur for their umbrella needs. They kept coming up to me to, like, get them to their car and stuff, and it's just, I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it was weird because first off, my suit was, what is it called? Like velvet?
Yeah, or suede. Was it a suede suit?
It was like a blue velvet suit. Anyway, it looked really bad when it was wet. Like, it looked like it was polka dotted. It was awful. So that was not good. And also, I had an umbrella and didn't use it. I don't know why.
Yeah, your suit's well, you had an umbrella and you didn't use it. That's a thought. But also, your suit, like, I don't know how much I can say this because I'm not going to edit in a picture of the suit, but your suit has, it's a blue, like, I don't want to say suede because that's stupid, a blue velvet suit. But on the shoulder blades, what is that like? Like, it looks like...
Padding?
No, not the padding itself. I'm talking about there's a coloration on the shoulder blades, and it looks like you know how if you were to spill maple syrup on clothes, you know how it gets sticky, but there's still like a spot there. It looks like it's all over the shoulders. What is that?
I think that was rain.
Is that a material?
I don't think that was there.
Is it supposed to be just all blue?
Yeah.
Oh well.
I think that must have been the rain because I don't remember that.
No. All I know is that when we did walk back from Olive Garden, you and your date were just soaked, and I was like already walking back with the umbrella, and I just looked over, and I was like, I could say something or make a joke, or I was like, nah, and I just got in my car, and I was like, well,
I appreciate that.
I don't know. But why didn't you use the umbrella?
Like I said, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know. All in all, prom was pretty good. I think it's better than last year, I would say.
Yeah, I would say it's better than last year. It's probably an unpopular opinion, but I like the venue better.
Yeah. I mean, it's a definitely nice venue, for the fact that it's like what it was supposed to be, like the inside of it plus the like outdoor area that we could have had used more, if it wasn't pouring. Yeah. Sorry, are we boring you?
I was laughing. Am I not allowed to laugh now?
Sorry. Anyway, that's kind of do.
You're just scrolling through Instagram.
Okay, let's call out other stuff we're doing. Lucas is playing with his hat.
All right. Well, I thought we were recording a podcast, not look at phone time.
All right, so this is the only guest we'll ever have on the podcast. I guess that's all for prom, huh? I thought we'd stretch this out a bit more. Do we got nothing else to say?
I mean, it's stretched out for like 20 minutes.
I mean, I guess we don't got much to say with prom though, right? Because I mean, we always say this. It's like a running thing, but we have such a small school that like everybody that wants to go showed up. And
yeah, it's true. Although there was notably not a lot of freshmen. I think there was only like 3.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we were. I think most of us were.
like
fine with
we
that.
were
The cool ones showed up. That's really all
Yeah,
that
the
matters.
freshmen that showed up weren't the troublemakers. So
That's true.
well, most of them. I mean, I can name names later, but I just like, yeah. I mean, I think that the people that showed up to prom were all the people that like you'd expect to show up to prom, and you know, out of
even some of the unexpected people showed up to prom. To be honest.
Yeah, and out of like the 30, you know, out of the 30 high schoolers or however much it is, we got the majority of them.
Yeah.
So it's like, it works out. But yeah, I don't understand. Here's one thing I don't understand about prom. Why did everybody freak out about the fact that the tickets cost $25?
I have no idea. That is like way cheaper than most prom tickets.
I was gonna say that like you didn't even have to buy them. Nobody was checking tickets when we went to the door.
Yeah, for
I
real.
had my ticket in my pocket and nobody asked me for it. I just went up the elevator and walked in.
Like the tickets cost $25, and I gave you I gave you $40, and I gave it to you because I knew that, like you would eventually give it to the person that's responsible.
Yeah. And I did.
And like it's only 25, so I was like, well, hook me up later, and so you did today. Thank you for my lunch, by the way.
Yes.
Or the appetizer specifically, but
What'd you call them again?
onion rings.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, but nobody, I feel like that's a thing you guys could have done is, like, had someone check all the tickets. But I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because...
Does that money go to us?
Yes, that money goes straight to you guys next year for prom.
What does? The tickets?
The ticket
Yeah, but
profit.
how many people bought tickets?
What about the...
All the leftover money and ticket profit goes to the next year, so that way they can have, like, a head start.
So
on
I
that.
paid you,
Yes,
and I
you
paid
paid-
myself.
Yes.
We spent at least, like, half of it, though.
Yes.
On, like, food. So...
Okay, but...
But
do
the
you think...
idea is that our class had to start from scratch, but you guys won't. You guys will have, like, $50.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But you guys have probably already talked about that, right?
Like, in our own
Although-
groups and stuff?
No, in, like, on the podcast. You guys have talked about it before.
I don't think we mentioned prom. Did we mention prom?
We know.
I don't listen to
We-
them, so I don't remember.
I think we might have, like, mentioned it at the end of the last one, but we
As a
have not,
loyal,
like, talked
as a
about it
loyal
again.
viewer, I feel like I remember you guys bringing up it. Like,
We might have brought it up, but I feel like it was at the end of the podcast.
Okay, well then, if we did talk about it, then I don't want to talk about it again. But suffice it to say, people were freaking out about nonsense essentially because they were saying that the money that would be made by juniors is going to go to the next class, or like some of it could end up going to
Yeah,
us.
and they were all really upset because they were like, "Oh, we earned this money, we raised this money. It's
Yeah.
not fair."
But like the difference between your class and my class, and we were talking about this earlier, is that you guys have most of you guys have a solid work ethic, and you will get the job done. And like, I don't know, there's something about my class where like we just let things slide by. Like most of us like just have no care. Like I care about those kind of things, but I just feel like a lot of people just would like just let it go by. But I don't understand what that's about.
I still want the money.
You still want oh yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of money, never mind. I'll bring it up at the end. But he wants payment for his time on the podcast. So
Oh,
I'm
yes,
sorry,
of course.
what?
Royalties.
yeah, he wants royalties. So
We're not even making money.
we haven't even made our 10th subscriber yet.
Yeah.
We're still at 9.
If you're watching this, please subscribe.
Yeah, not for our sakes, just so Drexel can get his money.
Ring the
back.
bell.
Ring the bell. Did you ring the bell?
Of course.
Every upload, you gotta know.
It's for my own gain that I ring the bell.
Yeah, he listens to every 2 minutes and then goes to sleep.
Yeah, it's how he goes to sleep.
It's his sleeping tradition.
Anyway, Lucas, what do you want to talk about?
I would like to while we're still kind of talking about prom, I would want to talk about things that you would change about the prom.
Like for next year?
Yeah.
Well, because I was thinking about it, and I said that most of us don't have a work ethic. Most of us don't have a work ethic, but I do. And this is gonna sound like I'm a hypocrite, but it's like I know that a majority of the sophomore class would not have as much of a good time planning the prom for next year. So I'd like to have your involvement again, because I know there are people in your grade that will just gladly do it again because they want to, they like planning that kind of stuff.
Maybe.
And like I want to be part of that too. Like I want to make all of the cool decisions and executive decisions, but I don't know.
Me personally, I would make it 3 hours instead of 4.
Oh yeah,
because
that last hour.
that last hour is rough.
Last
every
year we got lucky because there are cycles throughout all of prom, and you'll notice it every time you go to a prom. But you have your first hour, and everybody's getting warmed up, and like not everybody's comfortable with everything just yet. But towards the end of that first hour, everybody's all hyped up, and people are dancing, people are doing whatever. Like that's when most of your energy is, and then or at least the start of it. And then that second hour, that's when you have most of your entire energy for the night. And then that third hour comes along, and that energy is good until about halfway through, and then it starts dying down.
But then that 4th hour is just so...
But the fourth hour, from what I can tell, is like a 50-50 shot. Because the fourth hour...
It's either your second wind or you're just done.
Right. It's either you get to that fourth hour, and everyone's winding down, it's eventually going to end, so it's like, why bother, still doing this? Or you get to your fourth hour, and you get all that energy back again because you're like, oh, it's almost over, so we might as well do it one more time. And last year the 4th hour was good. This year wasn't.
Yeah, but that's just me personally. I think 4 hours is just too, like, it's just a little bit too long, because I definitely noticed, like, I was about to collapse because I was exhausted, but...
I really felt like my enjoyment went up as it went on.
Oh, that's good.
But that's probably because, like I said, I'm not a big party dance rave type person.
I don't think
so. When it starts winding down and people stop dancing, that's when my enjoyment level goes up. Because then I won't look weird if I'm the only one standing around, because other people are standing around with me. So then my enjoyment goes up, you know.
Well, because I noticed that there was 2 moments when I knew like prom got interesting for you, and the first one was when, like they played a NSYNC song.
Oh yeah.
You got on your feet.
My boys NSYNC.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I remember hearing that and thinking that you were
JT.
super excited about that.
Shazay, Joey Fatone.
Joey Fatone. I haven't heard that name in a while.
All those boys. I love them.
But you got on your feet for that, and then the other part was whenever I'm trying to think, because somebody got you on your feet for some reason. I know that whenever they did the crowning for the king, and then the crown got lost, and somehow it ended up in your hand, and then you just put it on.
The king
himself
recrowned me. And he put it on my head.
So it's your birthright next year, right?
Well, I gave it back to him because
Drexel's such a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm just that kind of guy. But yeah, I mean, I got on my feet a couple times, like, because people wanted to take pictures and all that.
See, I know, like, you joke around and stuff, but I could tell how serious you were whenever somebody came up to you. It was Cam, and so Cam came up to you and said, come on, just dance with us. And you were like, if you say that one more time, I will actually leave. And, like, I could just tell by the way you said it that you were serious.
If Cam was listening, I'm sorry. I wasn't actually going to leave. I just really wanted you to stop asking me.
I feel like, but I don't know. There was 2 things that everyone kept bugging you for, and it was the fact that you were sitting most of the night, and then your shoes.
Dude, I liked his shoes. They were a fashion statement.
Yeah, I wore tennis shoes to prom. Who cares?
Instead of like the dress shoe. But as I thought about it, there's 3 people that did not wear shoes, and 2 of them are here, and one of them is a freshman. Now, you wore Vans or something, or your other Vans. You wore these shoes, which are what exactly? Just New Balance shoes?
Yeah.
And then the freshman just kind of wore whatever. And so yeah, I mean, and nobody, I don't know why it was such a big deal, but people kept coming up to you and saying, like, you know, why are you wearing those shoes instead of the dress shoes? I know that when I showed up, Cam, like, he was the first one to tell me that you weren't wearing those shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I am really curious about? How was the Main Street Tavern? Me and Jackson weren't there.
Yeah, we went to all
It's
of
just
them.
your typical restaurant. They got a variety of stuff. They got burgers, steaks, wings. Yeah. I had some wings. I wasn't that hungry.
Anything happened?
Some cops walked in. But that's because one of our friends, her dad is a cop, so it was just kind of like a joke he was playing.
Oh,
was her dad there?
I wish I could.
No, it was just 2 cops walked up and they like tapped her on the shoulder and they're like, "We're watching," and they left. So that was.
Dude, I wish I could have seen that. That's all.
Well, okay. The reason I didn't go was because I didn't have a prom date, and I felt like that group in particular had like a weird dynamic where like a bunch of people had people to go with.
I think only.
2.
Yeah, two of the people that went had dates. That's it.
Yeah.
Is that 2 couples or 2 of the people?
2 couples. Well, I don't know if one of them was really a couple, but they went as a date.
I know who you're talking about. But yeah, but I don't know. It just felt more weird. And plus, there was people there that didn't go to the school, so I didn't know who they were.
I didn't know who they were, but you know, always nice to meet new people.
Sometimes.
Even though I'm really awkward around them.
I guess, but
one of them straight up stared at me while we were eating. They said, "Are you always this quiet?" And I was like, "No, I'm sorry."
That's such like a mom thing to say.
Yeah, I was like, "Thanks."
Oh, I can't even imagine if I went to that, because
I wasn't quiet because for the whole night I wasn't feeling that well. I felt kind of nauseous because, well, for one, with everybody jumping up and down, that floor was not stable. I could feel it moving every single time they were hopping up and down.
Yeah, you and Cam were freaking out about that because it was like and I didn't feel it until somebody told me, and then I witnessed everybody jump, and I
Yes.
just felt like something.
like-
Yeah, I felt something shake, and it was.
Yeah, and that atmosphere, it gives me like a headache, and it makes me kind of like lightheaded. I don't feel good. You know, all the
Well,
strobing lights and stuff.
See, I didn't.
Yeah.
See, I didn't. So first of all, I was wrong on one account, but it wasn't yours. It was the fact that you gave it a higher rating than I did. You gave it a 9 out of 10. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Or yeah.
I said 7, did I?
Yes.
I was thinking 7 at least.
So. But yeah, I didn't. I thought you would have given it a lower score, but I guess it was more that you were not feeling well versus you didn't like what was going on.
Yeah, just like I said, I'm out of my element, you know. But I'm there with my friends, so I derive enjoyment from
So
that.
here's the real question.
I want to ask it. 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 I want to ask it.
Do you both know the real question?
Yes, I want to
Okay.
ask it, but I want to ask it. Can I
Okay,
ask it?
ask
ask
the
it.
real
Just ask the
question.
question.
Okay, you guys put me on the spot.
You put yourself on the spot.
Just let Lucas ask the question.
No, I want to ask it. Okay, Drexel, will you come back next year?
Is that the real question?
That is the real question.
Yeah.
I suppose. Why is that such a big question?
Because like I don't know.
Because
being at
a lot of
prom
people-
is like a big deal.
A lot of people were writing on this because you were like, well, you know, if I go, you know, I might regret going, so I'll go. But if I
remember you were like, if I don't like it, I'm not gonna go back.
right, so it was like this is the big moment to see if he's gonna go back the next year.
You
and
guys
see
are
if he
like
likes
the
it.
you guys are like the third people to tell me I said that. I don't remember saying that, but I'll take your word for it.
You had
You
to
did
say
say
that.
it.
I must have
There's
said that.
no way that 3 people just
Yeah.
like made up an account of you saying
I must
that.
have said that early on because going into prom, I was like, my mindset was like, well, I'll go this year, next year, because it's like it's my senior prom.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna get nominated king or anything, but like it's still my senior prom.
We can make that happen, right?
I am in.
Yeah, we know.
I'm in charge of the voting, so
So
Yeah, you can make sure.
Drexel won. Anyway, so you did enjoy prom, right?
For the most part.
good.
Okay, well let me ask you this: if NSYNC would have never come on, would you have gotten up at all?
Probably. I mean, I didn't get up. What happened was, I was in the restroom when it came on. I came out, and yeah, I didn't sit back down because I liked the song.
Yeah, we were all waiting for you. I remember, like, Cam and I were by the doors waiting for you to come out because we knew you could hear the NSYNC song from the bathroom, and then you'd be hyped up once you got out. And my $100 is still on the table for next year's prom, by the way. I told Drexel that if I would give him $100 if he went out into the middle of the prom floor and flossed.
I called his bluff because if he showed me a $100 bill, I would have done it. I'm not
a
even
full floss.
Yes.
There was no one else on the dance floor.
I know. That's what makes it easy.
I actually did a cartwheel on the dance floor during setup. Fun fact.
Well, that's not fun.
Well,
Nobody
Lucas,
saw that.
You always do stuff like that when no one's looking.
Well, yeah, that's because no one's looking.
But Drexel, not Drexel, Lucas, you do this weird thing where, like, if certain things, like, you kind of pick and choose when you want to be cool.
Yeah.
Because, like,
I mean, it's all about that, you know, that
spontaneity.
You know, what are they going to expect of you? You know, you got to keep those expectations nice and low. So that way, when you do something like mediocre, they're like,
That's true.
Whoa.
That's true. People in our class do really
think
get
nothing
hyped
of
up
me.
for you
Yeah.
because you set the expectations low.
Like, you know, platypus. I don't do much, but when I do something, it's like, wow, that's really something.
Yeah.
I think your entire life is based on
Setting
Yeah,
low
it really
expectations.
is. Setting low expectations, like all of it.
Yeah.
I did watch Phineas and Ferb as a kid. It's very possible.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I never had that TV show that influenced me. Oh, I want to do an update to something because for the past couple episodes we've been talking about YouTube and that kind of thing, all these different streaming services.
Yeah.
I want to make it official right here at the table, so that way I can hold myself to this. Next week, starting Monday, so Monday to Monday, I'm going without YouTube for a week.
Ooh,
For a
it's
week,
going
I know. It
Okay.
sounds crazy.
What if they make you watch it in school? Because sometimes.
Well, that's
Yeah.
educational. That's not like it's
Okay.
not like me turning up because I can tell you right now, and I don't want to read these statistics, but I'm going to because I mean I feel bad. I already took a step further because I was going to pull it up on my phone. I deleted the YouTube app because I've already set myself up to that. But
You can do that.
Yeah.
that's how like crazy that is because you said that and I was like that's a real question. Yes, you can
Yeah,
delete
'cause
the app.
When I was like my phone, I think it came with Facebook, and one time I tried to delete it because like I don't use Facebook, and like it re-downloaded itself.
That
It was
sounds like a virus.
Yeah, it was like you can't get rid of this.
I don't know. For me, I have been practicing Lent, so I gave up video games for Lent. So I've been.
God bless your soul.
Yeah, I have not.
Jackson just left.
Yes, for the record, but I don't know. I gave up video games for Lent, and like, dude, I didn't think it would be as rough as it is. Like, they're everywhere. Like, it just now occurs to me how much I play video games.
Just now?
Yeah,
Isn't
like
your whole
like
life?
I thought it would be fine. I thought I'd be like, oh, 40 days without video games
Yeah.
isn't that bad. But like, dude, it has been kind of rough, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly,
I've been watching so much Netflix.
it's kind of like with YouTube. Like I don't know if I probably if I had to give that up for a week, it would make me realize how much I really do use this. You got it pulled up right now. The second you open your iPad,
Because
it's the first
I'm
thing.
telling you right now, I have my iPad so I can show you guys the statistics, but like all of these apps that you see, none of them matter. It's just YouTube.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's just okay. That's just like how like the iPad is. Like you can do cool stuff on it, like how we designed the background image for the podcast. But I'm gonna pull up my statistics because I want to show you guys how much time I've devoted to something so stupid.
So am I gonna get on that background image?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that, but I need you, Lucas, to draw him. Like after this is over, somebody's gonna edit it in, but like you can draw it, and then somebody will edit it on the screen.
Yeah, you know, our editor.
I mean,
we
hopefully.
don't pay, and we don't know their name.
I don't even know who. I don't even have the password of the channel. Like I don't know how these get up. I record them, and then I hit stop, and that's all I do. Nothing from
You
there.
just walk out of the room, and they just like appear on YouTube.
Yeah, amazing how that
How
happens.
do I do this? Here, you can talk about whatever. I'll try to pull this up. Oh, I wanted to, since you're our guest, Drexel, I wanted to see, because Lucas and I, when we started doing this, the first thing we told people was, like, what we wanted to do, or, like, if we had any goals or whatever. Like, I said writer, and he said neurologist. And so, you got any of those kind of goals, or college dreams, or anything like that?
You know me. I don't know what I want to do with my life. You know, I just kind of take it one step at a time. I enjoy stuff like this, not like the podcast. I like basketball, but I'm not good enough to play in college.
Well, we've said that before. Like, you would even be happy being, like, the water boy, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
that's easy. You just gotta.
Yeah, but you get to go to all the games and see all the cool stuff.
Yeah, I think I told my mom I was like, Mom, I would give up a well-paying job to be like the water boy for an NBA team, and she sounded disappointed.
Yeah.
Because she's like, how can that be your dream to like? But like, I'm not saying I want to be being the water boy is not my dream. Just like working with a team, working with a sports team like that would be my dream. Just like traveling around the United States.
Well, I got some pretty sad news, guys.
You can't find anything.
I know it. I can pull it up on my phone, but I don't remember how to do it. So I'm looking at these settings, and there's too many, and nobody cares.
You're just too lazy to read through them.
Well, no, I can read them all right now. You want me to start reading them?
No.
Notifications.
This isn't.
well,
This is when people click off.
I mean, they probably clicked off like 45 minutes ago.
Or they fell asleep, and they're asleep.
Yeah, I'll probably.
If you're going to
See,
sleep,
I'll probably listen to this again because I just want to hear myself.
Because you're on it. I can tell you right now that these audio levels are okay. So
for the most part.
Yeah.
They've gotten quiet.
I'm
There's
glad my
been a few
loud voice
spikes.
isn't disrupting it.
Yeah.
It looks fine.
Here, this one always gets them. There we go.
Whoa.
See that?
Yeah.
I did that like 4 times on that
I did,
podcast.
yeah. Oh no, we've given Drexel an excuse to be loud. Oh no.
Bad idea.
That's a pen.
So, anyway, what are we at right now? We're at 45 minutes? Yeah.
Where do you look at that? Oh, it's above the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I'm just looking at the time. Okay, let's see. I wrote some stuff down because my phone's dead. Let's see. We talked about colleges. Oh, we need to watch To the Bone at some point.
Nope.
But that's for
we
us.
should do that eventually, but I still don't.
But that's
I don't
for
see it.
us. I have this one that I wrote down. I don't remember where it spawned from, but all it says is what drives an opinion. And I wanted to
That's
talk about.
a very philosophical.
Yeah, I don't think we
question
can
you
talk
got
about that.
Yeah.
I don't think we can talk about that in 15 minutes.
I mean, it would fill the space. That's for sure.
What's this one?
Oh, it says games.3. I wanted to see if we could like start a little game on the podcast where you give us a show. name, okay?
Okay.
And you have to convince us to like the show that we've never seen. You have 3 points to do it.
Oh, jeez.
We give you
This is
3.
gonna be really hard.
We give you
isn't it?
3. Listen, we give you 3 points.
When I have to say like whether I'd watch that show or not.
Yeah, like whether he convinced you that it would be
Okay.
interesting enough.
All right.
Okay, you want to do this?
I think I have a show in
Okay,
mind.
but
Will he tell us the name of the show
Yeah,
first?
you have to tell us the name of the show, and then, because you can't use it if we've both already seen it.
Okay, I know both of you haven't seen it.
Okay.
All right. Shoot.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh,
I'm out.
boy.
I'm out.
Okay, well, point one's anime, so that's a no-go for me.
No,
it's
no,
not one, it's
no.
not one of my points.
No,
It's not one of the
his points are to convince us.
Yeah, but I know that my counterpoint number 1.
Okay, but just hear me out.
Okay.
So my first point is that it is super stylized. Like, it's really cool. The artwork is really unique in a lot of different ways, and it really helps the action sequences move along. My second point is that it is very unique in its story and its structure, which is hard to find, but like it's hard to explain how it's different, but it is vastly different. And 3, it's really long, so like you can just watch it for a little bit and then stop for like a week or 2, and then you can get back into it, and then you can stop and go.
Okay, that's 1 point. You just did that all in 1 point?
There's
Is that
3
multiple?
points.
That's 3 points.
What was point 2?
Stylized.
Stylized is 1.
Sty-
I'm listening to them as
stylized,
sentences.
unique,
And
long.
Okay.
Well, I like long shows, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think you could talk me into that. I don't know. What's it about?
It is about the Joestar family and
Okay,
how
wait,
they
stop,
fight
stop.
against the forces
You
of
can
evil.
answer his question, but this does not help his 3 points. You gave your 3 points. He's got to decide based on
Okay,
those
fine.
3
Well,
points.
those 3 points are so vague that
So
can
you
describe
lost,
any.
Lucas. You lost.
Well, I'm sorry, but those 3 points are so vague. You can describe any number of shows. You know.
Okay, so it's a no from him, and you said unique, stylized, and long. That's a no from me. I don't like long shows.
I love long shows. Like if I see a show, if I watch like one episode of a show and I'm like, I like this show, and I see that it has like 10 seasons that are all like 20 episodes each, I'm like, heck yeah! I like this.
Well, I like them too, but only if it's like 20 minutes. Like I'm not gonna spend 45 minutes over.
See, I'm different. I love those shows 45 minutes long.
Okay, I'll go next. Okay, let me.
You're the one doing all this.
I'm still trying to find this watch time thing. Okay, I'll go next. Let me think. Well, this is easy. I'll just do a Star Trek show and see if I can convince you in 3 points. Okay, so, okay, my first point.
All right.
Lots of space battles, and they're unique space battles because they make you think about instead of just like, oh, here's a ship, let's shoot at it, oh, we missed, oh, we gotta figure out how to destroy it. It's like, let's think about like who's controlling the ship and like how we can talk to them. Maybe they'll stand down, or maybe they double cross you anyway after you've talked to them and you're trying to negotiate, and they still fire at you or whatever. Okay, that's point number 1. Point number 2, all of the ships that are in the show, they're each modeled uniquely. Same with his unique point, but mine is like specific to the spaceships themselves because you can tell that the people that made like the models for them took a lot of time, and they were made in a way that like when you see it, you're like, oh, that looks cool. That reminds me of like how a Corvette would be in space. Like that's kind of like the generic term you would say for one of them, or like, oh, this is like the truck for space because it's like so big and it has like this one like feel to it, like it's a cargo ship or something. Okay, and the third point is, let's see, all of the people on the show, they connect with each other in certain ways through their acting abilities, like the people that portray them, or just how they're written. That you will get an emotional response from each one of them, and you can kind of go through their own stories and see how they all interact, and you pick up on the certain dynamics that are from each group of people, and then you see how that all intertwines when they all come together as a group and they have to go against these different things, like especially in a spaceship. That's my 3 points.
No. I think you missed a point, Jackson. I like watching big ships shoot at each other.
Yeah, that's... And for me, it's just like... you made it sound interesting, but I know a lot of Star Trek is a long-winded show, and by that I mean like it takes a long time to get into it and to like figure out those dynamics, and most people get really bored by the time they figure it out.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that. Like if a show doesn't capture me by the first like 3 episodes or something, I don't know. I might not. I might just give it up.
All right, I lost. Drexel, go ahead.
All right, it's my turn. I didn't know I was gonna be doing this.
None of us did.
Yeah. Well, apparently he did because he put it down. So
Yeah, because he had like thought through points instead of putting me on the spot.
I know, and like.
Okay, they were written before, but I used this whiteboard. I filled it up with other stuff.
I know. Get a bigger whiteboard.
This whole room will be whiteboards one day.
What does it mean?
Oh, I think you know what it means.
Well, I watch a lot of Netflix. Have you guys seen that Netflix show, A Series of Unfortunate Events?
Yes.
No. He's seen it, so I can't do it. Because I like that show.
I watched the first season, and then I took a break, because I was like, well, a lot of this feels the same to me, so...
I've seen all 3. I love them. What's the show I'm watching right now? Arrested Development. Have you ever seen that?
I have not seen Arrested Development.
Do you guys know what it is?
No.
It's
I know what it is, but anyway.
Since I only have to give 3 points, I'll say it's a comedy show. So my point number 1 is it's funny. It's not like one of those dumb... I don't like those laugh track comedy shows where like they give you stuff where it's like, oh, you're supposed to laugh here and all that. But like it's like well thought out humor. And sometimes there's like running jokes that you would have to watch all the episodes in a row to get. Or you have to even just like look it up on Reddit or the internet or something to understand. 2, it's... Oh, man. 3 points, Jackson.
Sorry.
That's tough. That makes it seem like it's not that good of a show. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take something that I said for number 1 and make it my point number 2. And that is very well thought out. Because that's not just about it being funny. But I haven't seen the entire show. So now maybe it seems like I'm talking about stuff I don't understand. I've seen like the first 2 seasons. And there's, I think, 5 in total. The 5th one just came out. And but what I've heard of it is that like there's like hints to things coming up that like you would never be able to tell, and like unless you go back and watch all the new episodes. So, you know, the writers, they plan all this ahead, and you can tell they're not just like making up crap as they go along. Number 3. Oh boy.
You got time.
I do got time, but I know people don't like silence. So
Dead air.
Yeah, that's not a good thing for a podcast. Number 3 is that it's okay. I'm gonna say that it's short because he said his was long. Okay, this is what happens when you put me on the spot. Jackson said he doesn't like
20-minute episodes.
Yeah, he said he doesn't like watching super long episodes. So they're just 20 minutes. You know, you get some laughs in, some goofs, some gaffs. And, you know, the plot, they get through all of it in 20 minutes. And of course, it's an ongoing plot. It's not like a sitcom. And, yeah, I think the seasons are like, they vary, kind of like The Office. Like, some seasons will be like 10 episodes long and some will be 20. But, yeah, it's like, it's short. You're not going to get bored watching one episode. And since they're so funny, you may find yourself watching like 5 episodes at a time, you know, because you just don't get tired of it. So, yeah, that's mine.
Well, comedy convinced me.
For me, it really depends on what it's about, like, more specifically.
Well, see, that's why I was asking about JoJo's
Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
Because, like, his 3 points sound good, but if it's, like, in a weird setting that I don't like, I probably wouldn't like it.
So what we're learning is that your 3 points, one of them has to be devoted to at least some kind of background information on the show.
Okay, well, then I should just make, like, my third point. Point number 3, it's about a rich family that their father gets arrested and sent to prison.
We need more rules for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was rough. We should have probably talked about this beforehand.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know I was going to use it. I thought
you
prom
watch
would
all-
last an hour.
Can you watch all these on Netflix?
You can't watch JoJo's.
Yes, you can.
JoJo's is on
Yeah,
Netflix.
JoJo's.
Okay,
on
you can
Netflix.
watch Arrested Development on Netflix.
And you can watch Star Trek on Netflix.
So yeah, you can watch all our shows if you liked how any of us explained it.
Yeah, except we won't get paid for it.
Yeah, so there you go, free publicity.
Remember when Netflix used to sponsor people?
Yeah.
I do that.
Now they're too big.
We're at 54. I feel like me saying the time like that is kind of like being like, well...
This is boring.
Yeah.
But it's not boring. I'm enjoying myself.
Oh,
Drexel, how do you like being on a podcast?
I like I said, this is like something I'd like to do.
See, I would love if if this podcast ever did reach a broader audience, we got, like, I don't even care, like 100 or whatever, like we got a following. I mean, that'd be nice just to have a community and like eventually be monetized for it and like get money, get paid to just do this.
But here's my question to Drexel: would you rather be on like a sports radio kind of thing?
I prefer to be on something like this where it's like, of course, I love sports, but with something like this, I can talk about sports and I can talk about movies and TV shows and video games and all kinds of stuff I enjoy.
That's true.
I don't want to be limited to like one thing, but I do love talking about like basketball. But I know neither of you guys understand that as well as some other people might.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand anything about basketball.
Jackson would probably know like a little.
I know a little. Like I know, like out of the 100% that Drexel talks about, I probably know like 10%.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Okay, so have either of you seen Shazam yet?
No.
Okay. Well,
is it good?
Yeah, I mean, I can't talk about it in depth, but all I can say right now is that it is a pretty good movie.
Does it like break the DC movie curse?
Yes. I mean, I don't want to be that...
in my opinion, Aquaman kind of did that. Like, it wasn't...
I didn't see Aquaman.
I thought it was a good movie.
But I heard... if I start to hear negative reviews about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go see it.
I watched Aquaman. I thought it was good.
This thing is, I'm always more of like a Marvel guy, so even if it's not good, I'm going to go see it. Because I just love Marvel.
I didn't like getting swayed... Like, I don't like getting swayed by reviews unless they're, like, really positive. Like, if a lot of people are saying it's in the 90% range, then you have to at least go give it a shot, because, like, people are liking it.
That's what I'm trying to say, is, like, I don't like doing that either, but DC isn't really my thing. So if it gets bad reviews, I'm like, well, I'm not really emotionally attached to these characters, so I'm not going to waste my time.
Well, I'll say this. Out of the 2 Captain Marvel movies, the Shazam one was better.
Really?
And, yes.
Captain Marvel was decent.
Well, yes, but Shazam was more of a comedy movie, and you can tell that they based the entire movie around... Zachary Levi.
Yeah, but looking at it, I knew there was a comedy movie, but like, is it actually funny, or is it just like, do a lot of the jokes miss?
No, I think it's actually funny. I think, and they did the comedy well because they did the comedy based off of like an emotional response rather than just like joke punchline.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of characters. Like, I'll tell you right now, there's characters because Billy Batson is an orphan. He goes to a adoption family. And, like, the dad and the mom were both runaway kids who went from adoption place to adoption place. And then they came together and they, like, liked each other, married. And then they started their own house. And so they have a bunch of kids and they all work together. And they tell a lot of jokes based on the fact that they know they're in, like, a sticky predicament. And they are all trying to work this out together. So, I don't know. Like, little stuff like that where it's, like, kind of subtle jokes based on, like, what's going on. And then plus, all the Shazam stuff, they tell a lot of jokes based off of, like, riffing on movies. Like, this is...
Kind of like how Deadpool does?
Yeah, kind of. Except Deadpool, I don't like the way Deadpool did it specifically through fourth wall breaks a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But there was a specific moment, and this isn't too bad of a spoiler, but there's a specific moment in Shazam where the villain and Shazam are flying, and the villain is giving his monologue from like one skyscraper building, and Shazam's like a couple hundred, like he's a couple yards away, and so he's giving this big, deep, dramatic monologue, and then it cuts to Shazam, and he's looking at the villain, and like he can't understand what he's saying, and he's just looking at this man, just kind of like talking, like moving his mouth because he can't hear anything, and then the guy doesn't even get through his whole villain speech because Shazam just charges at him, and that was pretty cool. I mean, it was a like good, like, movies do this, and we don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, and it doesn't make sense.
So it makes fun of like movie cliches.
Yeah. Anyway, well, we can talk about that when somebody has seen it.
I very well may not end up seeing it until it comes out on like Blu-ray or something.
I don't have anyone to see it with, so.
Yep. That's unfortunate, Lucas. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess someone went and saw it without me.
Are you guys gonna go see Endgame when it comes out?
Yeah.
I mean, who isn't, right?
Yeah. I think I'm seeing it the Saturday right after that Friday it comes out.
I really want... have you gotten your tickets yet?
Yeah, I got my tickets because you didn't tell me anything, and I really wanted to get tickets before they sold out.
Well, my plan is... It'll probably be a week after it comes out.
See, that's the thing. Like, I do not want to wait a week.
Oh, man.
Because last time after Infinity War, I waited a week. I go on Instagram, I see all the memes.
Yeah, you see all that stuff.
Well, I'm definitely not... Okay, well, I'm definitely not going to... Like, for me, it's still going to be my second time when I see it a week later.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to try and get tickets for the first time. It's like as close to the first time as possible. But I know for a fact that I want to go see it a week after with a group of friends. And here's what I want to do. I want to go at my house. I want to have a bunch of people over. We'll watch Infinity War as close to the time to go see Endgame as possible. So like, snap, end credits. I shut the projector down. We leave. We go to the movies, and then like we're right there, and Endgame starts. So I want to cut it as close to each other as possible, so you don't feel like there's a big gap between the two movies.
Okay.
Like I feel like that'd be cool. And that way I can have like a viewing party at my house plus the one for Endgame. So. I don't know. I'm excited for Endgame, I guess.
Yeah, my plan is to just try my best not to look at Instagram or the internet like from that Friday until that Saturday when I see it, because I don't want it to be spoiled for me. Like Infinity War was.
I don't know. There's just so much writing on this movie. It's like 10, 11 years now of movies.
Yeah, I think that just because of that, there's probably no way it doesn't disappoint a lot of people.
Well, yeah.
Like it's gonna do that. There's just
no way.
It's a
but
given.
like I still I'm kind of with you. I wish I could see it as soon as possible.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna see like today or tomorrow if any tickets are left for the area, and I'll see if I can get them. I just need like 2 tickets, and then that'll be good for right now. Yeah. Anyway, I can't find the statistics for this.
he's been trying for like the past 20 minutes.
Yeah, I can't find them. But what I can tell you is that
It's a lot.
from my memory, it's like 48 hours a week or something like that.
That's what you do?
Something like that. I know it's a big number. Like I'm trying to think of what it could be. It's got to be 6 hours a day for 7 days. That's 42 hours, and then like more time so on the weekends.
Yeah.
So it's probably more like 45 hours, like 50 hours, and that's unhealthy to me. And I feel like a lot of the times I'm like, oh, I'll watch YouTube like just as a background thing. Like even when I'm not necessarily want to watch YouTube, but I feel like for stuff like Netflix, I will only do for certain times. Like if I'm on the treadmill or something, I'll turn on Netflix because I know that's a good time to do it. Or if I have time to sit down and watch something, it'll be Netflix. But with YouTube, it's so easy to find any type of video, like from a minute to 3 hours. Like it's so easy to find the time slot that you need. And I've been feeling much more productive lately, like to make more, to do more podcast stuff, to do more reading for other things. Like Brenna and I are going to do a book podcast next month, but like I need to read that book, and so I need more time to do that kind of stuff, and writing, because I need to start my first book so I can have it published next year. So I need to start doing these things, and I think the number one thing I need to do is cut out time that YouTube is taking up so much of. So I'm going to just see what happens in my life of a week without YouTube, and I'll talk about it next week on the podcast. I could be like, hey, this is the last day of no YouTube, and then from there I'll see, do I really want to have it back for the same amount of time, or whatever. So I'll see what's going on then. But that's my thought. I think I just want to be more productive, like use my time more wisely. I feel like I'm not doing a good job being productive.
Good luck then.
Well, we have hit our time thing, I think. So
yeah, we're about an hour.
Final thoughts, go.
Well, personally, final thoughts. I'm looking at this audio, and I'm gonna have a real fun job trying to tune this up to make it audible. Drexel, did you enjoy it? Would you come back, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Lucas, would you come back?
Yeah, this is my job.
Yeah, well, we don't get paid. You just kind of show up.
Yeah.
Right now, we just kind of do this.
Yeah, I'm the one that gets paid.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, or listening.
Yeah,
And,
it's been real.
see you next week. Yeah, we don't got any plans for next week. Drexel's probably never going to be guest again. All right, guys, we'll
What?
see you guys next time.